guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, which a few of you have requested, which is a bouquet making demonstration. I'm hoping that I can explain myself properly because I'm not very good at describing what I'm doing, so hopefully you will be able to gather why I'm doing things and how I'm doing things. So I'm just going to do I'm not going to do a time lapse or anything. I'm just going to do a regular speed, and I'm going to try and talk through the reasons why I'm putting something somewhere or why I'm doing what I'm doing, but it's very difficult for me to explain, so I hope you can follow along. And if you can't understand my vocal descriptions, then at least you can watch and see how I do things. And I think that with making bouquets and things, it's all just a matter of practice and having a look at what you like from the internet and just taking some inspiration from things like that. So this bouquet that I'm making today is a gift bouquet for a member of a bride's family whose wedding flowers I'm doing this weekend. So I'm going to make this gift bouquet today, and I'm going to wrap it as well so you can see how I'm wrapping a large bouquet. One of my most popular videos on my channel is actually how I wrap my bouquets. I don't know whether you came across my channel in the first place because of that video, but that is just using a single sheet of craft paper, which I would usually sell my honesty box bunches in that kind of wrap, or like a market bunch, but this is more like more of a luxury gift bouquet. So I'm going to show you how I'm wrapping that, and bear in mind that I am using eco principles as well, so I'm not going to be using any kind of plastic wrap that's going to keep the flowers in water or anything like that. I'm literally using tissue paper and craft paper to wrap them with, and that is all. So the first thing I'm going to do is clear my workspace and make sure I've got enough room to lay my flowers flat on the worktop, because when you're working from flowers in buckets, you know what it's like. They get tangled with each other and you can't get things out, and then you've got one hand holding a bouquet and it ends up going all over the place, and it's just not a very efficient way to do things. So I'm going to clear my workspace and I'm going to set out the stems on the workbench, and I'm going to make sure that my flowers are stripped of all of the foliage and everything. So I'm also not trying to do that with one hand whilst I've got a bouquet in the hand as well, because that can also reduce efficiency. So let's get this tidied and we'll start making the bouquet. So here we have all of the ingredients laid on the table. I think I've got enough there, but if not, it's not going to be too much effort to reach and grab for something in these buckets. But I've got the majority here. At least I can put them all together without many problems. So I've got some Pittosporum foliage here. I've got a couple of stems of phlox, some Vibascum, Southern Charm, some pink Achillea, an artichoke, some more Achillea, some Statice, pink and purple, some lime millet, I think it is, or it's a Soteria variety. And then we've got some Verbena hastata, and then we've got some larkspur here, and then a couple of snapdragons there. That's the Potomac lavender, and then the white variety as well. And then I have a couple of sneaky little dahlias, some eryngium, there's a sneaky little sunflower there as well, some Dorcas, some some oregano, and then some asparagus fern. So let's get creating with this selection. Usually what I start with is, if I'm putting artichokes in an arrangement, I will start off with the beast in the middle, and this is so heavy, but it's worth it because it looks gorgeous. And then I will put a few filler flowers around the edge of it, so just to create a bit of space between the artichoke and whatever's going to go in next. And I'll sit that down a little bit lower than the artichoke, so that is the prominent feature in the bouquet. This is going to be a difficult one to keep hold of because the artichoke is so heavy. So then I might go for something that's a bit spiky, just to start off some different levels within the bouquet. So I think I'm going to go for this misty lavender larkspur. And then I might just go for something else around the edge to break up the pink of the achillea. So I might just put some of this oregano in there. Then I'm thinking a few more spikes maybe. That Potomac lavender looks lovely there. Costa apricot, snapdragon. Looking good. I think I'm going to go for this now. It's a little bit more airy. It's quite blocky around here because we've got the artichoke and then the achillea is quite dense, but this achillea is nice and sparse. Add a bit of air to the arrangement. Just testing out a little bit of this peach scabious. I think that looks quite nice there on the edge. So at the moment I am actually working in threes. I'm putting 3 of things around the edge. I don't always work to that rule, but I just am at the moment. Add in a few more spikes of larkspur and snapdragon. Bit of verbena hastata there, looking nice in the front. Bit in the back. These Dorcas seed heads, I really like to use these sitting quite high in the arrangement. I like that, and I like this one that's coming out here as well. But you've got to be careful that you don't make your arrangement look like it's got ears or anything when you put things up high. So this Dorcas here is looking like quite a big block in the corner there. So sometimes if something is looking a bit like that, I will thread a flower through the middle of it. I'll give an example. So I've got some of this snow cloud larkspur. I'll just thread that through the centre of the flower. This might work, it might not. And that sort of helps to break up that a little bit. It maybe would work better with something like cosmos or straw flower or something like a small round flower rather than something spindly like that larkspur. And this is getting a little bit heavy now, so I think I'm going to tie some twine around it and see whether I can add some more to it. Just sat the dahlias either side of the Dorcas there, and I think it's looking quite nice. So I've just put that sunflower with that achillea there just to try and break up the achillea a little bit. Gorgeous. A little bit more height towards the back. I'm just adding a few more spikes of larkspur. That's looking nice, and then I'll add some foliage on at the end just to frame the edges of it. Got a couple of grasses as well. I usually put the grasses in last because they provide quite a nice bit of movement in the bouquet, and I usually set those quite high as well. So it's my favourite new thing, this lime millet. So what I'm going to do now is trim all the ends so that we've got a nice straight end, and then I'm going to wrap it first in tissue paper and then in some brown craft paper. Here we go. So I've got my tissue paper here. I think I'm going to use 2 sheets, but I'll see whether we need any more. So I'll just get these separated, and then I want to fold them like this, so we've got 4 peaks on top of the paper. I hope you can see that okay. And then if you've watched my other video about how to wrap bouquets, you'll see me do this before. So I will cut a few inches into the paper and fold it over. and same with this one. And it just helps to let the paper fold around the bouquet a little bit better. And now we need 2 bits of paper. Folded in the same way. Right, so tissue paper first. And I always wrap the back of the bunch first before I wrap the front. So I will lay it down just so that the flowers are sort of at the top of, the peaks are going to show above the tops of the flowers. And then I'll just tape that together. Like so. And then I'm going to flip over the bouquet. And do the same on that side. So then we're just going to repeat the same thing again, and I want the stamp at the front, so And I said at the start of the video that I was trying to do things environmentally friendly, and obviously I'm using plastic sellotape. I did actually order some of this brown craft paper, which is supposed to be environmentally friendly. It's supposed to have environmentally friendly glue and everything in it, but it's just no good. It sticks to nothing. It's just not sticky at all, and it doesn't hold the bouquets together. So if anybody knows of any eco-friendly sellotape, give me a shout, let me know what that product is, and I will definitely be the first to be using it. So now the bouquet is wrapped, but I will just scrunch the paper at the bottom here so that we can put a ribbon on it. Make sure the scrunchies are working in our favour. really hope you enjoyed that video, guys, and I would love to know what you think of the bouquets. Do you like artichokes in bouquets? Because I love them. And hopefully you've learnt something. If you haven't, then thanks so much for sticking with it anyway. I do quite enjoy making these type of videos, so let me know if there's anything else you would like me to demonstrate. And I have been thinking that there's quite a lot of videos on YouTube about how to wrap flowers in different ways, so I was thinking of giving a few of them a trial and see how they work with our homegrown flowers and how they work with craft paper and tissue paper, because I think a lot of these styles, well, obviously my personal preference is to use craft paper. That is what my brand is based on, so I would like to see if I can tailor some of these techniques to use craft paper and see how it looks with my homegrown flowers. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time.